I carefully watched and live tweeted Saturday night about Jake Paul's risky fight against bare-knuckle brawler Mike Perry. Risky because one wild lucky punch by Perry could have damaged the potential audience for Jake Paul's live streaming on Netflix fight scheduled for November 15th against Mike Tyson. Jake Paul knocked Perry down in the first round, but he would not stay down. Jake finally ended it with a technical knockout in the 6th round of the scheduled 8. But Paul Pierce, what did Saturday night tell you about what will happen if and when Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight each other?
Skip, it's just hard for me to get over that this is Mike Tyson. Like, I've recently seen him a couple years ago fight Roy Jones. I've seen on his Instagram some of his training, and he still puts the fear of God in me watching that. Like, there's nothing Jake Paul did out there against a formidable opponent that's going to tell me he's going to beat Mike Tyson. I don't care how old Mike Tyson is, because Mike Tyson was at the top of his field, and he can see things in that ring still that Jake Paul's still learning, openings, holes in his defense, how to catch this guy. And he still looked like he hit pretty hard. You know, I watched some of his training tapes, and then I seen a clip of Mike Tyson watching this fight, actually. He was sitting on his couch like he's locked in. I feel like look at this. He's watching this fight like, okay, this who next? Mike Tyson looked like, let me tell you something. Mike Tyson ain't out here to get no check. He out here, he really want to beat this dude. He's tired of all the hype, YouTube and all these fights. Jake Paul's winning by TKO every time. I'm telling you, Mike Tyson's not playing with this dude. And if I was anybody, I'm not betting on Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. I would really be a little scared of Mike Tyson, even at the age of, how old is he, 60? 70?
58.
58? I mean,
Close enough.
Yeah. He still look good.
70.
I mean, I see Mike Tyson still look good in those training videos, and that's not one I want to step into the ring with. It didn't change my opinion. If Mike Tyson stepped into the ring with Jake Paul, I'm fearing for Jake Paul's life.
What? Come on.
I'm telling you, Rachel, that's Mike Tyson.
First of all, it's not that hard to look great in a training video. So we know that.
Right.
And also, Mike Tyson at 58 years old, I agree with you about his acumen and his, awareness in the ring and all of that. But we were just talking about you, you're in your 30s. And you were saying, I can't participate in the big, the current NBA star runs anymore. I got to be in the old man league. Yeah. He's 58. And look, I have interviewed Mike Tyson several times over points in his career. We worked out of the same podcast studio last year. He does not look like the Mike Tyson of old. He just doesn't. So,
Man.
Jake Paul, to me, has been...
I'm sorry. This right here, just looking at this, I'm scared. Look at this. Man, if he touch him with one of them hooks, this gonna be over. You ain't gotta run and jump. These is hands. I gotta throw my hands at your face. Like, running and jumping is a whole nother thing at an older age, but just maneuvering around that ring and still having the coordination to throw a body blow, a hook, and an uppercut, he can still do that.
Jake Paul has been brilliant at picking his opponents so far, right? And this is another one on that scale. It might be the toughest one that he's picked, but he was a, huge favorite in this fight over the weekend.
Yeah.
He's not an elite boxer. I don't think anyone's claiming he's an elite boxer, but he's an elite showman. And this fight is going to be a great show.
So I do believe Jake Paul took a significant risk on Saturday night, because there's no reason to do this. Except
you call this a risk?
Okay.
Bare knuckle fighting and UFC is different from boxing. It's all
extremely different. And right away, it was clear Mike Perry can't box.
No.
He doesn't have those kind of skills. He's got street fighting skills, because he's got, you want to talk about guts? He got walloped again and again and again, and he kept getting up, because that young man's got some real courage to him and pain threshold.
Oh,
so
bare knuckle fighting, you definitely got some courage.
That is correct. So Jake Paul gets a little better every time I watch him with his boxing skills. And yet, what concerns me the most about him is he does not get in great shape, and he was not in great shape for this because he looked just a little soft and pudgy, but he's a rangy, 6'2"-ish athlete. He's got some athletic.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a great athlete, but he's got athletic ability, and he's got length and reach, and he can pack a punch. He can throw. And Mike Tyson is going to get hit by Jake Paul. Now, can he take it after he had some medical emergency on a plane with an ulcer? I don't know. He's 58 years of age. Can he take shots? Not that he ever took many in his career. He took one from Buster Douglas that ended that one late. But the point was, this will not be easy for him. And I do not think he can knock Jake Paul out, because Jake's got a backbone to him, too. He took a couple of shots the other night that shocked me, and he didn't even flinch.
This is a Mike Tyson
I understand.
shot. I know
but
this not 21,
58.
23-year-old Mike, but he still got wide forearms. His hands are still big.
Yeah.
And he knows how to throw the punch at what angle. So has Jake Paul ever took a punch? Have you actually seen him get hit? Like, these are from amateurs, people who don't even box. Like, he's faced one boxer out of all these guys, and amateur. And I know he's not a boxer, he's an amateur too. But this is one of the great all-times at 58, who keeps himself in relatively good shape, who's going in the ring looking like this. When I see this, and if he connect on one, it only take one. You understand? Mike is not about to try to dance around he's never been that. He's gonna try to knock him out.
Nobody in these training videos is giving him the level of fight that he will ever see in any boxing match. The man, this fight was postponed, the Tyson-Jake Paul fight, because the man had an ulcer problem.
Yeah.
Like, he's 58 years old. He's just not the same guy.
And he's not planning to go the distance. I bet you that. Now, if it get past, how many rounds is this fight? Maybe 8 rounds? They've been doing 8, 10 round fights.
But they're going to use those
minutes are
giant
down.
gloves. They're going to use the big padded gloves.
You know who they favor? You know who that favors? That favors the guy who hits harder, which is Mike Tyson. Because those gloves ain't going to mean a damn thing when he touched this dude. So I know he strategically picks his guy, but I will be shocked if I see Tyson go to the ground.
So here was the other thing that caught my ear. Post-fight in the ring, as Jake called out Mike again, he actually said, "Come on, Mike, sign the contract." And I'm like, sign the contract? I thought we were way past that, because the fight was planned, and then it got pushed completely back from July, 20th or whatever, all the way to November 15th. So sign the contract. And Jake is, if nothing else, a businessman. And for him to say that publicly, I thought, what, is there some question as to whether this is even going to happen? And
I thought it was happening.
Yeah, originally it was more like an exhibition fight, a ha-ha fight. Let's just go out and have fun with each other. And then it got more and more serious to the point it got sanctioned. So it's actually a fight. It does count on records for what that's worth. But I listen, I'm going with the younger guy if he can get in a little better shape, especially.
Man, I saw, and I know you two saw this too. How old was George Foreman when he stepped back out in his 40s?
Yeah.
But think about that. That's kind of equivalent. I know, but listen, George Foreman was fighting Evander Holyfield like real young champs at 40. Mike Tyson's 58 fighting an amateur. That might be a little bit equivalent to that, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Foreman at 40 fighting 27-year-old Riddick Bowe or Evander Holyfield, guys like that. And come on. I will never bet against Mike Tyson, because I know I will see him again one day. And I don't want him to hear me talking about I bet against him.
I mean, I think this fight is going to happen, whether the contract has actually been signed or not. They had the pre-fight press conference already that Tyson participated in. And by the way, Paul, at that press conference, he said, "I don't like the way I've been training."
Who said that, Mike?
Mike. He said, "I haven't been able to do bleep," and that he was hard on himself in terms of his training and what it felt like for him at 58 versus what he remembers from his earlier time. This, of course, could go either way, and Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson, but I think the longer the fight goes, the more it's to Jake Paul's advantage.
Maybe so.
Because if he lands a punch in a particular place, that, I mean...
They should shorten the ring.
Can you...
I think they should shorten the ring.
They
If you can make bigger gloves, why not shorten the ring?
Well, you could, but they won't.
You
So-
target an ulcer? Can you do that?
Man,
So, look, do I wish we were talking because I came up in this era about Ali and Frazier and Ali and Foreman and Ali and Norton? I do, but we don't have that right now, and we have this. And yet, am I intrigued by this? Yeah. Will I buy? Yeah, you better believe I'll be
Yeah, I'm gonna
watching
watch this.
because it's intriguing, even though